Hi, it's nice to meet you.
Hi.
And could you tell me your name?
Yeah, I am Gayanie.
And my name is Zoe.
Hi, sorry. Nice to meet
You
you.
too. And could you start by telling me a little bit about your childhood growing up through education?
Yeah, sure. And when I was 6 in my childhood, I went to the government school, like as most of other students. And when I was 6 and till I became 10, I got the primary education and then got through the grade 5 scholarship and then went to another school for my secondary education. And there I learned some 13 different subjects. And when I was in grade 8, I understood that I am not actually good at dancing and there were no other aesthetic subjects to choose from. So I switched my school because I loved music a lot, and I went to a different school close to a town and I learned music there. And I went to the O-level exam, O-level classes, and after the O-levels I got through O-level, and the results were released recently.
And what were your results?
I have 9 A's.
Congratulations, that's amazing.
Thank
well
you.
done.
And I chose biology stream for the advanced level. So I went to another different school, which is Bandarwal Central College, and now I'm learning there as a newbie student, and I'm learning chemistry, physics, and biology. Yeah.
And what is your favourite out of chemistry, physics and biology? What do you prefer?
Yeah, I kind of have feeling that I love chemistry because I don't know, I just feel like I love doing chemistry a lot, and yeah.
You like to solve equations and understand how things work then?
Yeah, I love like working a lot, finally gets the exact same answer. It's like a relief. Yeah, it makes me happy.
Yeah, it's an achievement every time you do that.
Yeah.
And how long will you now be studying the bio stream, the three languages? Sorry, the three subjects. How many years?
Like before the advanced level exam, it's like almost 2 years. Like it's 2024 now, and I have to get ready for the exam because it's in 2026 August. And normally we before the coronavirus, the exams were in August advanced levels, but after that it was all mixed up, and yeah, it was very complicated. And then the government make us a short period of time for the weekend and the holidays that we were had to had like after the O levels, but we only had 3 weeks. It was supposed to be more than 3 months. Then they made the schedules again, and now we have to be back in the track. And in 2026 August, we are sitting to the exam at that level.
And is your education at the moment, is it a combination of regular learning and online learning? Is it both?
Yeah, I actually prefer both, and for the physics and chemistry, I am going to online classes at home because it makes much easier and saves me time for the exam. I have to do so many things for my own, and it's kind of difficult to move, like go to another different city or somewhere to learn regular. So I do prefer home, but for biology, it was kind of difficult for me to learn at home because it's like a full syllabus that we have to learn, and there are so many things to study repeatedly. So I went to a regular class kind of close to my home, and no more like just a few kids. So it's kind of easy. Yeah, biology, I prefer it that way.
And it's beneficial that there are fewer students?
Yeah, for me, of course.
Yeah, you get more tutoring, more personalised tutoring, which is good.
More connection with the teacher.
Yeah. And when you've completed your advanced classes, would you like to go to university?
Yes, of course. But in biology stream, so many kids prefer to become a doctor, go to the medical college. But for me, it is kind of different. I don't want to be a doctor. I want to be a biochemist one day, to be a professor. And so, if I would be selected to any university with my first try, then I would go. Yeah.
So you don't want to be a doctor, you would like to be a biochemist. So tell me what a biochemist is, what do they do, and what skills would you need to be a great biochemist?
Yeah. After the advanced level exams, if we go to the university, we have to learn and take a degree for becoming a biochemist. And biochemistry is something that we search and do things for the society. Like in the laboratory, we make experiments, we do invent things, we make everything much easier, and sometimes we have to work together to find so many new things and about the human body or about anything else, like researching. That's what is for me. And if we want to go higher and higher, we could get a PhD and work as a biochemist for a good salary. And yeah.
So that sounds really interesting, and obviously it's what you enjoy and what you're good at as well. So you could also, if you wanted to, become a doctor, but you said that you didn't want to become a doctor. Can you tell us a little bit more about why that is?
Yeah, even in my childhood, so many people were like, you should become a doctor one day, like become a doctor. It's like a great position in Sri Lanka to become a doctor.
Yeah.
But according to me, I don't like take risking with other people's lives. As a doctor, if I would become a surgeon, I have to deal with a live person without making him or her die. So it's kind of risky. If I would make a simple mistake, an entire family would be so upset, so sad. It's so hard for them. So emotionally, for me, becoming doctor is kind of difficult, and if I would make a mistake, that would be stuck with me, my heart forever. So I don't want to become a doctor. And if I would be a doctor, I won't be a dentist because I really like to become a dentist if I were a doctor, but I prefer another job anyways.
Okay, good. And also, your English is very good. I understand that you will have learnt some English when you were at school. I think mainly grammar, reading and writing. So tell me about why you joined Aruna Academy and how that's changed and improved the way that you speak in English.
Yeah, sure. Actually, even when I was little, I was living in a small village. Like you know Devaturu, like it's really a small village. There are no people talking English. Like I knew the alphabet, one to A to Z. That's all I knew about English and how to write my name in English, like some little things. But it was really hard when it got to the secondary level. When I was in grade 6, there were English exams and it was so difficult for me.
Yeah.
The highest mark I got is 34 out of 100 until I was coming to Lankan Foundation, and it was really difficult for me. I hated the English subject a lot. I don't know if there is something wrong with the education system or whatever, but if we have to learn passive voice in school, they separate it to different parts and teach some in the grade 7 and some in grade 8. Like it's really difficult.
Yeah.
When you are going to grade 8, the 7th is almost forgotten.
Yeah.
Then we don't know the first one. How could we do the second one? So yeah, it's like the syllabus is very difficult for understanding. To me, I don't know about others. That's just my opinion. So it was really difficult to learn English. I went to some tuition classes to like just try to get better marks.
Yeah.
I wanted to be the first of the class, but I never became because I was lacking English. Like it was really, my English was really poor. But when I heard about Lankan Foundation, it was in Hinguru, but I was living in Devadura. It's kind of far away to come, but
Yeah.
some of my colleagues and my friends were gathered, and we hired a jeep or truck, to come here and then go back. And we came here, and first thing was I really didn't know anything about English. I was super afraid, like if he would ask any questions, I have never even seen anyone. Like when I came here, there were some foreigners. I was afraid because I have never seen them. Now I am really friendly and happy with them. But then
Were they volunteers?
yeah. But then I was really afraid of them. If they would ask me anything, what would I say? It was something like that.
You were nervous.
Yeah, very
Yeah,
nervous. Then I came here, but Janak sir was very friendly, and he told us, "Don't be afraid. We are teaching you from A to Z, everything." And he did exactly what he told. More than that, and we learned every single thing from the alphabet to names, nouns, subjects, even making a sentence. That's where we began, from the little space, like from the base, and then we were gradually like coming to different levels. And when we were learning grammar, the so many things are very easy to understand because Janak sir was teaching us very well. And when we are learning grammar, we always had to deal with volunteers. Even though we didn't know how to talk, we just talk because we have to. Like sometimes Janak sir would say, there is a home school you should attend, but we don't know how to talk. So we were like, what's your name? Where are you from? That's all we knew. But we stuck there, we didn't hesitate. Then day by day, when we were studying like WH questions, something like that, then we learned how to ask questions. We learned because we have to talk with others. That's what it was. And sometimes we were having fun, and we were camping, we were doing lots of things in Lankan Foundation. And gradually my English was very good, and a few years ago, I became fluent and became a junior Toastmaster. And when I look back at my way, I'm super happy because I chose this. And Janak sir didn't ask us to pay higher or like something. He just taught us what he wanted to do is making us fluent, and he did it. And me and my colleagues, we all became like this. So it's super happy. And to be honest, we didn't know anything before, and he make us this, so it's all credit for him.
That's amazing. How long have you been coming to Aruna? Can you remind me?
Yeah, I was coming like when it was 2019.
Yeah.
Or 2020, something like that. And I finished learning within 6 months.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, it was the period of the course.
Yeah.
Janak taught us well, like we were having like very much effort on it. When we had coronavirus, there were no connection, but we had to do the activities, he said. When he says do this, we have to do it somehow. So we did it because we wanted to learn English. It was kind of lovely, and I loved to learn English. Then I literally did whatever he said, and every activity we did, we learned a new thing. Debating, arguing, and discussions, everything.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and learning jam and everything. I was really always trying to find a good way. And in my first debate, Janak sir was like to tell me jam about the school. The topic was school, but in that jam activity, I was kind of nervous. I didn't tell anything. And he was like, "You better learn it next time, or you are disqualified." Then I was super afraid. I literally did whatever he said to become like this, and I was afraid of course. But then I learned everything, and then when I was 9, in the grade 9, I was super fluent in English. I literally knew everything. And even though I was fluent in English, Janak sir was like, "No, you are not enough. we have to learn how to pronounce, how to find new words,
Yeah.
and yeah, we did some flashcard activities and
Yeah.
lot of camping, talking with volunteers, and even helping volunteers with everything, and yeah, we became friendly and everything. It was super happy to do, and it was yeah interesting. And finally, when I was going to ordinary level exam, the English paper was the easiest done I have ever because of luck. Aruna.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
amazing. And have you made friends here? New friends from outside of
Yeah.
school?
Yeah, it's most of them are actually foreigners.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good. But it's like it expands your world really when you come and meet people from different countries.
Yeah.
You obviously learn from them, but as a volunteer, we learn so much about Sri Lanka and its people from attending Aruna as well that we would never get as tourists, I think.
Yeah, actually, when volunteers come here and they talk with us, we both learn new things.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's good for volunteers and us too. And we are really thankful for the volunteers who come here and help, because of them we are learning a lot. And yeah, their experiences, their method of teaching, their method of learning, their method of communication, it's all different from
Yeah.
Sri Lankan people. So sometimes people come from China or Japan or UK or USA, whatever they come, we deal with them. So it becomes like very good and very unique, I guess.
It is unique, and I think because you meet so many different people from different countries
Yeah.
often, I think it helps you to adapt to situations more quickly than perhaps someone who doesn't meet different people with different styles of teaching and communication. I think it makes you more resilient,
Yeah.
and that will only be helpful when you go forward to become like a biochemist.
Biochemist.
No, sorry, biochemist.
Yeah.
I think all of those are really helpful skills as well as the English language also. Brilliant, thank you for that. And you've talked about meeting volunteers from lots of different countries. If you could travel to any country, where would it be and why?
If I would travel to any country, I would probably will. I would go to USA
Yeah?
and UK, Australia, New Zealand, South Korea, Japan,
Many
Chinese,
countries.
whatever I want. Even South Africa, I really love it. Yeah, I would love to visit. Like traveling is one of my favorite subjects that I would talk. And if I want to learn, I would learn in Australia or Canada or UK. In England. Yeah, that's what I would like. And if I wanted to get a PhD one day, I would probably go to UK or Australia or whatever like that.
To do your PhD?
Yeah. If I would be able to, it's so difficult. But when traveling in different countries, this experience from Lankan Foundation would really help, because we have already dealt with different people and skills. I don't know, it's really helpful. When we meet someone new, we know how to deal with them.
Yeah, because you're used to meeting different people. That's a really amazing skill that you have now, as well as the English. Not many people have that opportunity or are in that situation. So I guess it's another string in the bow of Aruna Academy. And so you've talked about your future career and obviously your level of English as well. But you were talking before about how people in Sri Lanka believe in, things that are lucky or things that are not lucky. Could you talk about that for us, please?
Yeah, sure. Actually, in my last Toastmaster speech, I was talking about the fortune, and fortune means luck. And in that time, I was like, I wanted to do a Toastmaster speech, but I didn't have a topic, and I was like, what should I talk about? What should I do? And one day, when I was just thinking about it, I was kind of late to go to this school, and I was in a hurry. And in Sri Lanka, some people believe meeting black cats early in the morning makes unlucky things. So actually that day was super unlucky for me. I got late for the bus and I was like waving at the driver. Then I got in the bus and I forgot my season ticket and I had to pay for the bus, and then I went to school and I was super late, and when I was going to the assembly I just fall down on a mud pit. Like it was really unlucky
day.
yeah, and even my class teachers called at me. So it was really a bad day, and I thought maybe it's because of the black cat, because of my mom told me so. But I thought, is it really the black cat? So I thought to do a Toastmaster speech about that. That's the base of it, and I finally came to conclusion that so many countries, different countries and different people live in, and they believe in myth like different things. They do believe in things about the god or about anything, but believing in you are so lucky or you are so unlucky is kind of not fair, because god made people to have problems and get through them to win the world. But they do believe I'm so unlucky, I always get in trouble, I'm so lucky, like that. But
Yeah.
if we do believe in ourselves without believing in both of them, that's what I prefer. As a Sri Lankan growth with adult people, they were always like, don't do that, you will get unlucky. Don't do that, you will get unlucky. Do that, you will be lucky. When I was going to the grade 5 scholarship, my grandma was like coming with a cup of water with some white color flowers on it, saying it was good luck.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and they are doing so many different things before going anywhere. Like they say it's lucky, it's unlucky, but I prefer not believing in both of them, because if we believe in ourselves, sometimes we could be lucky, we could be unlucky, we could have problems. If we would think we are lucky or unlucky, stop there. How could we get through the problem? We have to understand the problem. If we are getting problem, it's not because we are unlucky, it's because of we need to have a great experience about what the problem is. So in my conclusion, I came that we should not believe in luck or unlucky things. We should believe in ourselves. It doesn't matter what the situation is, it doesn't matter what the country is. So every people should believe in themselves. It's just my way of telling it. I don't know about other people, but I do believe in both of them, but not too much. I just trust them, but I do believe in myself more than that.
I think that's amazing and really interesting, actually, because they often say to be successful in life, I don't know if you've heard this before, but you are the author of your own journey in life.
Yeah.
Only you can write your journey. Other phrases I've heard are, you are the star in the movie. So you have to really believe in yourself. I think it's nice though that your grandma had put some flowers in water, because that just shows so much love that people have, that they're doing things that they believe will keep you protected or calm or safe or successful. It's interesting that you talk about the black cats, because in England, if a black cat crosses your path, you have good luck.
Oh,
So now that's interesting.
that's completely the opposite.
Completely the opposite. And again, people who do believe or not believe in fortune, good things or bad things, it doesn't really matter, because if you're believing that black cats are bad luck and we believe that black cats are good luck, then it says something. I think that
it says something.
yeah, I'm always happy
probably.
when I see a black cat. It's not, if it walks across, I'm so happy when I see it.
I was just crossing the tunnel and it ran across me.
Yeah, so I would be happy in England and you would be happy in Sri Lanka.
I would, yeah.
But I like your thinking that actually you have to just believe in yourself, that you're on the right path. Everyone really faces challenges at some point in their life. You have to just work through them. That's really interesting though.
Yeah.
Or we have, like, if you walk under a ladder, do you know what a ladder is? LADDR.
Yeah, I know.
So it's really bad luck to walk under a ladder
Really?
in England. Yeah, like you can't. If you do that, you have to spin around 3 times.
Oh my gosh. And in Sri Lanka, in my family, it was like when we are just like holding our hand like this, someone would like go
Walk
under.
under.
Yeah, it's bad luck, and they have to go completely to the opposite way.
So you see,
Yeah.
it's a universal.
Yeah.
It's a universal thing that we do that. But no, that's brilliant. So tell me, so obviously you've worked really hard so far. You've got 9 A grades, which is amazing. You're
Thank
doing your
you.
advanced courses at the moment. You attend the Aruna Academy. You've got friends as well. Do you have any time for hobbies? And if you do, can you tell me what you enjoy to do in your free time?
Yeah, actually, as a hobby, I don't have like so many things common with different topics. When I feel like doing something, I just do it. Like when I feel so sad, I listen to music. When I feel like happy, I'm playing with my friends or my family members or whatever. When I just won't feel like anything, I just read a book or something like that, and my hobby literally changes according to subject and what I do. It's kind of funny because sometimes when I'm listening to music, when I'm super sad, I'm just crying, putting my headphones on, and there is a happy song playing on. I start laughing and I start enjoying that. So I'm not in the exact same mood for too long. And if anything happens that I don't care about anything. And sometimes when I feel like so bored, I do read books. Books. When I mean books, they are just novels and they are literally translations like Sherlock Holmes stories and anything written by Enid Blyton or Roald Dahl. That's what I prefer.
I mean, Enid Blyton and Roald Dahl are
Yeah.
like amazing authors whose books never get old, and children every year, every decade read them and thoroughly enjoy them. I mean, I grew up with Roald Dahl and I grew up
Wow.
with Enid Blyton, always Mallory Towers and a few other of her books. But what's your favourite Roald Dahl book?
Yeah, it's the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah. And have you seen the film?
Yeah, I have seen it.
Yeah.
And I have, in the film that we saw in Sri Lanka, it was just Charlie winning the opportunity and going to that with his grandfather, and finally he owns the company.
Yeah.
But in the book, it's different. Like it is further more than winning the
Yeah.
So I read the book first and watched the film. So it was really interesting. Roald Dahl's creations are amazing.
They're wonderful.
I really addicted
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah, and actually Roald Dahl's granddaughter, her name is Sophie Dahl. She's became a model in England randomly.
Ah.
So she's not, I think she might have written some cookbooks about cookery.
Yeah.
But yeah, his granddaughter became famous for something completely different. Yeah. And movies then, but what kind of movies, if you do watch a film, do you like horror or romance or drama?
That's kind of complicated thing.
It depends.
Yeah, anything depends in my life. Like, I do watch horror films, but not alone. I have never watched a horror movie alone.
No.
And there was a film like Nun or something
Yeah,
like
it's very
that.
scary.
Yeah, it was super scary. I was watching it when it was raining, dark, and suddenly the lights turned off. Yeah, I was scared to death. I was scared to death.
Were you by yourself?
Yeah, it was the only time I watched it.
Oh gosh, I watched that film. It was
Yeah,
terrifying.
it was literally scaring, and
Terrifying.
yeah, one day I watched an horror movie with my friend in the back of the bus. We were like super bored.
On your phone?
Yeah, on your phone. We were sticking to the phone. It was something like Annabelle.
Oh, yeah, Annabelle's really scary.
It was super fun to do when we are in the bus. When you get afraid and the conductor comes and asks for the ticket, he sees our terrified faces. Yeah, it's so funny. I don't know. And about the other movies, I don't watch romantic movies actually. I really hate them. Like when they are like crying or making sad movies like about anything, just tiny things. It's like I don't like them. Maybe that's my choice, but I kind of watch some K dramas, but not about the love. And I was like watching Squid Game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That came out over coronavirus
Yeah.
time.
It was.
I think
super-
everyone in the world was watching
Yeah.
Squid Games. Yeah, because I remember during lockdown,
Yeah.
it was streaming, and now with globalization, lots of countries see the same thing. So it must have been watched by billions of people, I think.
Yeah, it was super good to watch.
It was good. It was also really scary.
Yeah, and I'm still waiting for the second movie of Squid Game because in the end it was not actually exactly an end.
Yeah, they left it open.
Yeah, they left it open. So I was like, I'm still waiting. And the other movie I watched as a Korean is like All of Us Are Dead, like a zombie movie.
Ah,
Yeah,
Korean.
But, yeah, in school. So in K dramas, I don't like a lot of things like romantically, but I do love that culture a lot. And about Korea, yeah, that's it. And I love K-pop a lot.
K-pop is very popular.
Yeah.
In Sri Lanka, I think it's popular anyway. But I've met a lot of people in Sri Lanka who are all massively into K-pop. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes people do hate, sometimes people do love K-pop, but as listening to music with them, like I really love it. And
yeah, it's good.
Yeah, recently Rose was released this song like APG. It was like it's still going in my mind. Yeah, I do love them. And about other movies or things like that, I do watch some English movies, but not too much. When I watch English movies, I use subtitles before, but now I'm not using. Yeah, they are like kind of. In Sri Lanka, if you would watch a movie that someone killed another person, it's like very emotional. But in English films, it's just dead, sure, dead. So it's completely
quite
different.
cold.
Yeah, in India, it's totally different. Yeah, in K dramas, also very emotional. Yeah, so I don't know. It's different. It depends on the culture. I just love anything. I guess I always try new things and just to see if I like it or not.
Yeah, that's good. You keep an open mind.
Yeah.
And have you watched or read Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Did you read them and watch the film, or one or the other? Yeah,
I did both of them. I love J.K. Rowling a lot for writing that. Like it was all in my world. It was my own fantasy.
Oh yeah.
It was super good. I watched it when I was a kid, and I still do love it.
Yeah. I still watch it over Christmas in December. It's on television a lot in England. I think because also it's family friendly, so everyone can watch it together and lots of people like it, which is good.
Like its imagination came true.
Yeah, it's just magical, right? And it's not violent. And it's nice, like you can enjoy it.
I really love it.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so Sri Lanka is such a beautiful country with lots of wildlife that, for example, myself in England, I would never get to see in the wild. Can you talk a little bit about the wildlife that someone can expect to experience in Sri Lanka?
Yeah, sure. Actually, as I was growing up in village, I do see so many animals. Like we kind of live in our province and in the hilly area, so we don't see a lot of elephants, but they do come and go like in different villages. When elephants come to our village, people would always do so many things to make them go away again.
What would, because they can be dangerous?
Yeah, it's kind of dangerous. And sometimes people do believe it's because of the anything that people did bad. Like there are so many beliefs in villages, So we kind of see so many birds, snakes, and so many tiny animals. And it's quite interesting to live with animals because we get Animals' language is very different. Like they are very kind. If we would do something for them, they would never forget it. So I really love animals. Anyone, but except butterflies. I'm really afraid of butterflies. When I see a butterfly, I get a panic attack. And one time in my maths class, or level, it was in the night, and one of the boys who was like very a playboy, he threw a butterfly at me. I was just screaming like I was
They're so
literally
beautiful though.
no. I'm afraid. I don't like butterflies. When I see a butterfly, I get goosebumps.
I actually went to a butterfly farm
Oh my
in
gosh.
England, and it was like a huge building, glass all the way around, with lots of vegetation and green plants, and hundreds of butterflies. I think that was quite scary. With them.
Yeah, for me it's the scariest things possible in the world.
And have you been to? I mean, there are so many national parks. You've got Yala National Park, and can you talk about some of the others? Udawalla?
Yeah.
No.
Singaraja
Udawalla?
rainforest, Udawalla for elephants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And have you been to any of the national parks?
Yeah, I will have been to Udawalla to see elephants. Like in my grandma's village, like there are so many elephants. They are just crossing.
So you see them there anyway. Yeah. Oh.
When we do our own stuff inside of the house,
Yeah.
they just walk in the garden. Whatever they want, they just go.
That's amazing.
That's not amazing, that's dangerous. For Sri Lankan people, that's really dangerous. And I went to see elephants in Udawalla, and they were like, I saw them feeding the elephants like milk, and there was some who were unable to work, like disabled elephants too. They were helping them. So I felt so sorry about them. Like I really loved them, and I still have a key tag for elephant which I took from there.
Yeah.
And I have been to Singharaja rainforest.
Oh, amazing! What was that like?
It's really amazing. It's like a different world inside Singharaja rainforest. To be honest, I learned geography in O levels, and in that exam paper I wrote Singharaja is not a rainforest, it's something else, because I had marked it in a map. I marked it somewhere else, and very next day after the exam I had to go to Singharaja rainforest. I was like, oh my god, I messed up. I was super afraid that I would get another result. Probably I had to be afraid. Yeah, I marked Singharaja rainforest, probably a different area in the map.
Where is it in Sri Lanka? Is it north, south?
Yeah, in the like close to Uva province. Like not too much close, but not in the north too. Like in Singharaja forest, it's like really a different world. Sometimes it rains only to Singharaja forest. Maybe that's what it calls rainforest.
And what animals do you have there?
There are so many animals that are really important for Sri Lanka. Like just live in Sri Lanka, and there were really so many really interesting animals that I haven't seen before. Only could see in Singharaja, and even the plants, they were amazing. Like they are different to places. And if we go to Singharaja forest just for one day, we only get to see little things, and there is a huge tree which like the biggest tree I have seen. Like so many people have to like hug it just to.
Oh, so it's really old as well, probably.
Yeah, it's really old, and it's quite interesting, and there are so many different animals. And there was a spider like I was kind of afraid of, but that lady spider was eating the male spider.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And the guide who was like guiding us told that's what normally ladies do to men.
Yeah, I think I read that somewhere that they do that.
It's kind of scary. They eat their partner.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when after they get laid eggs, they need protein, so they do eat. I don't know why. Yeah, that's their way. I was kind of super sad about the male one.
Yeah.
That at the time, and Yeah, in Singaraja forest, it was really a good
Oh,
thing.
that sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
Does it have many tourists?
Yeah, it has a lot of tourists, and some tourists do researches in Singaraja forest like more than weeks.
Mm.
Yeah, they do stay there. Yeah, and they use vehicles in there, and we were not allowed to bring any polythenes or plastics or
Oh, that's good.
wear any bright colors because it would distract the animals. Like we had to wear dark colors, green or dark blue or black, something like that, because it would make the animals. Yeah, we had to be very eco-friendly if we
Yeah.
went there. And in Singaraja forest, we drank some water inside it, and it was very clear. And yeah, we just can grab some water and drink it.
That's
Yeah.
lovely.
It's so amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. Okay, and what about? I mean, actually, you do have quite a lot of tourists that come to Sri Lanka because it is such a beautiful country and it has so much to offer because you have the tea plantation area, you have the kind of flat paddy fields, you have the beaches in the south, you have Gaul, the fort, the old fort town, you have the cities, you have Kandy, and then you have beautiful surfing spots on the east coast. And a lot of the time, tourists will hear about what different countries have to offer through social media. So it could be if they're looking for a holiday, or it could be people who talk about different countries. What do you think about social media? Would you be able to share what good things you think are available in social media and what bad things? Because it also affects the way that you learn, because you do some things online and you have WhatsApp with your friends. Perhaps talk a little bit to us about social media and its good points and bad points.
Yeah. In my opinion, I prefer social media. Like I love social media, and sometimes it makes us distract. It's because our self problems, I guess. If we have to learn anything, social media is the way. Like if we use Google for anything, it's super easy.
Yeah.
The technology is increasing, like it's super fast, like it's developing day by day.
Yeah.
And if we won't use social medias, we would live in like a past area, like in ruins. So I don't like that. We have to learn with the technology, you have to go through them and you have to learn them, but everything has a good side and bad side. Even though we work too much, it has a good side and bad side. So I prefer social media, and there are so many things to learn in social media. And even though I would use YouTube, there are so many facts, but some of them are true, but some of them are not. We have to select them by our mind and our knowledge. So we should use social media so our day-to-day life, it makes life so much easier, but we have to be in a limit where we don't get like addicted or do bad stuffs, and we have to be protected. And social medias are, so many social medias are very protected because we do pay them for the social media, so they give us a great protection. So if we are just doing our own things in social medias, they are very protected. And I do love using social media. Sometimes when I'm bored, I do watch some YouTube shorts or something like that. If I feel like it gets distracted, so I should have to stop it, because that's what social media is for. We are using social media. Social media is not controlling us.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I think. We should use them. And the technology, everything increases day by day.
Yeah.
In all the world. So we have to catch up with that. Every new thing you have to learn it, because you have to live. Just living without knowing anything doesn't make any sense in the life. So I do love everything about social media, so whatever that is. And sometimes so many bad things happen in Sri Lanka or countries like our country, like for the girls, like so many bad posts shared in Facebook or some things like that. So I do hate that. It's not a problem of social media, it's a problem of the human. I really don't like that, because people doesn't care about other people. In that time, it really is not a problem of the social media. it's problem of the people who are thinking others should not live like. I don't know why they are doing that. I just don't like that. And if we need to be protected, we have to be very intelligent when we are using social media. Sometimes when we do chat with someone else that we don't know, they would be like completely different person. We have to
Yeah.
deal with them like very slowly, and
Yeah.
we don't have to share much about ourselves. So if we do, it would become really a bad thing for our lives. So I would say honestly, social media is good, but we have to use it in the better way.
Wisely. Yeah. I do as well. I think technology changes every day. We have artificial intelligence that's coming up, that's already here, and everything is developing and moving more quickly than even jobs can be created to support it. So I think as a society we have to be open to that. And there are lots of advantages with social media and connecting people who otherwise are quite remote, either within a country or around. I think it allows us to share knowledge really far more easily than ever before. But like you say, I think the human mind has emotion built in that technology does not, although they are working on that.
Yeah.
So I think, particularly to protect our younger children from things that perhaps they shouldn't see, or people on social media that aren't good people. But that's everywhere in every generation. I think it's definitely helped education, learning videos that you can get from your phone when you, like you say, if you're on the bus. I know you're watching a horror, but you can also watch like learning videos and educational programs. I think having that available is also really important.
So you do work with social medias and technology a lot. Do you have any experience like happen bad in social medias or
I think
for anyone?
I think not from a business point of view, because when you're using social media for work purposes, you have an obligation to your company and your colleagues to be respectful and mindful of what you're doing. So when we use it in work, it's extremely valuable and helpful. I've used artificial intelligence or AI because I work in communications as well, technology communications. I've used AI occasionally to give me a draft of something I'm looking at writing myself, and it's been helpful. But still, the words that were produced can't mimic the person I'm writing in behalf of. It's a human being, so I would use some of it. The disadvantages, I know that some people in work have used AI to get information to draft legal contracts or to help in court documents, and AI has been wrong. So it's not always 100% correct. So I would say to anyone, if you're using AI to get information for assignments or work or essays, you as a human, using your human brain, you have to read it and fact check. Because sometimes, AI will use the internet, and the internet is not always correct. It has lots of incorrect facts. So it's easy for it to make some fundamental errors. So I think the perfect solution is that we continue to learn about AI, continue to use social media, but with that human intellect and emotion that is needed to make sure that we safeguard the way that we work.
Yeah, that's so good.
And do you have a phone? Obviously you use that a lot. Do you have a laptop as well?
Yeah, I do.
And do you do all of your study and homework on your laptop for school?
No, I do. Sometimes I do use my mobile phone, but most of them are handwritten. I don't use laptop.
To type, no.
Yeah.
But do you prefer to work on a laptop because it has a bigger screen, right? So if you're reading information, is it easier?
Yeah, it's kind of easy, but I kind of do prefer my mobile phone.
Yeah? And you're probably used to your mobile phone.
Yeah,
You've grown up with it, really.
Yeah. So.
Do most students have mobile phones in Sri Lanka?
Yeah, they didn't have before the coronavirus. After that,
they didn't before Corona.
After that, education changed. We had that and online classes. So, yeah.
And are phones affordable for most people?
Kinda, it depends actually. A normal mobile for using things is kind of affordable, but an iPhone would be like out of really, it's really too much expensive. So many Sri Lankans I know use like second-hand iPhones
Yeah.
or some things like that. Not
Yeah.
even 15, 16, not even in our limits
Yeah.
in Sri Lanka, maybe because of economical issues
Yeah.
or something like that. And just a dollar is 300 rupees in Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
So it's kind of difficult for us to afford such a thing. But to do our day-to-day activities, we don't need an iPhone.
No,
so
you don't.
another mobile phone is actually affordable in
Yeah,
Sri Lanka.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, Apple have just kind of taken over the world of
Yeah.
technology, but I have an iPhone, and I'm actually going to move to Galaxy and have a Galaxy instead
Wow.
because I don't think it's the best phone anyway. I think you pay for the brand. Yeah, you're not
we
always
pay
paying
the
for value.
name.
You pay for the yeah,
Yeah.
and it's just very quickly became iPhone.
It's a trend, like
It
went
was
viral.
I know it did go viral when I was growing up. I had Nokia, which don't exist anymore, but I had an old Nokia phone. But then we had different choices, and technology changes very quickly. So it's a case of having to keep up with it, really.
Yeah, to be honest, iPhone is just a brand, but I
Yeah.
also do prefer Samsung. Like I
Yeah,
don't
Samsung
know.
are really
Yeah,
good.
it's really good, and
I used to have that was my favourite mobile that had a little
Yeah.
flip.
yeah.
Samsung, yeah.
yeah, it has like great. Everything is perfect in
Yeah,
Samsung.
the cameras are really good as well.
Yeah, but we do pay for the brand
Yeah.
in Apple.
Yeah. Completely. It's not always necessary either.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And I think you wanted to talk a little bit about, I mean, they're really different countries, but you want to talk a little bit about transportation in the UK compared to Sri Lanka. Could you talk to us a little bit about that?
In Sri Lanka, I'd say transportation has two different places, trains or the buses and or our own vehicles. And about the trains, it's completely different from the places that I know, like about the other countries. When we go by a train, it's kind of not too much fast, and we pay like less than the buses. If we have to pay 100,
really? So
yeah.
trains are cheaper than buses?
Yeah, it's really different. When we are going by a bus, we have to pay like 100 rupees to get somewhere. In that exact same distance, you have to pay like 20 rupees in the train. So it's completely like
the opposite.
Yeah, completely the opposite compared to other countries. But it do make fun to travel in the train. Like it's really amazing with the views, and we do live in hill area and Bandarawala, Al, Demodara, Nuwarelia, Paputale, Gagasin, and so many tourists are available because of the trains are really enjoyable in Sri Lanka. But I don't know other countries. I don't think they have that enjoyable trains and.
I don't think so either. I mean, I had some beautiful train rides in Austria because it's very scenic, and Switzerland because you pass mountains and rivers. But normally, well, in the United Kingdom, trains are very functional, fast. They get you from A to B, but they're very, very expensive. Yeah, so compared to a bus where you might pay £30, for the same journey on a train it would be £250. So travelling by bus or coach or driving by car is always more economical than getting the train. But in Europe, in Germany and Spain and France, the trains are really cheap.
Wow.
So it's different. Even within Europe, it's very different. But in England, trains are super expensive.
So when talking about the buses, we do have public, government buses and like private things too. And
what do you prefer?
If I would use my season ticket, I'd go by a government bus because I'm still a student, and if I don't,
they're free.
Yeah, they're free.
Yeah.
Like we have to pay like just a little amount of money, and if I don't have season for in somewhere, I do prefer private bus because they are kind of good according to me. Like they have some facilities and kind of comfortable. So I do prefer private buses when I'm not going to school. Yeah.
But your public buses are also very different to our public buses in England. And I love them. I love your public buses because they often have like bright lights inside and they have music, constantly music. But in England on the buses, they are silent. I think especially in London, people don't talk to each other.
Oh.
In London, because it's a capital city, so people probably don't know each other. So it's very quiet. And I found Sri Lanka buses when I got on my first one. My first public bus was from Pelwester Junction to Wellawaya. I had barely stepped on, and we like zooming off, and the music and the lights. I think they're really good fun. I really like them.
Yeah.
Bit scary. They drive very fast around lots of corners, and then you have lots of sleeping dogs in the road that don't move out of the way, which can be scary to like zoom past. But I think they're really good fun.
Not at all. Like when there are two buses in the exact same way, like sometimes a government bus and a private bus, they do like have a little fight within the drivers, like who is going first, like
Oh no.
we are in the bus, inside of the bus, and we just have to hang to something just to not fall off the tree sheets.
Oh God, that's awful.
Yeah, it's like really speeded up just in that time. Yeah. Sometimes when we get off the bus, we are like swirling around. Yeah.
Oh, don't tell me that. That will scare me going on the next one.
It's kind of happened because when there are two buses in the exact same path, in the same way.
It's just a bit of competition, isn't it? About who's best.
Yeah,
Oh,
kind of
God.
competition. Sri Lankan things. Yeah.
And did you play any sport at school? Do you like playing or watching cricket, volleyball, netball? Do you like sport?
Yeah, I do love sports, and actually in my personality I do try everything. I do love everything, so I always have to try something new, and I am a runner. Like I do running.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, that's my
Track?
sport. Yeah, in track, not long distance, just
Short and fast?
Yeah, and fast. Yeah.
Amazing. Like 100 metres?
Yeah, 100, 200, like that.
Still? You still run?
After the operation that I had in my stomach, I didn't do that recently, but I will do it in the future too.
That's amazing. Oh, you enjoyed it?
Yeah, I really love running. And
Did you always run from a younger age?
No, not at all.
No?
Like in the school, in the sport meet season, I do love running and I do it, and yeah, it's kind of that. And I don't know, sometimes I love other sports too, and teamworks are always the best, and sometimes I do play volleyball, netball, or something like that, and I do love watching cricket because in Sri Lanka, when a group of boys are playing cricket, I'm not going into them. Like, I'm just watching. If I could go, then I would be super shy, nervous. Yeah, but they're very friendly. They teach us. In our same age, our colleagues are playing cricket, and I was just watching because I do love cricket, but I didn't know anything much about it. If I would get there, I thought I would be embarrassed or something like that. But some girls in our school do play cricket. Yeah, they really love it. So.
And do your parents like to watch cricket?
Yeah, my dad is like
loves
a fan.
cricket.
Yeah.
And does he watch it on his phone or do you watch it on television?
In phone. Like he goes to work and sometimes he's calling and saying we won the match.
Oh yeah.
But
Sri Lanka are very good at cricket, right?
Yeah. I really do love Sri Lanka cricket team. Yeah, it's really amazing.
Yeah.
actually the girls and the boys, they both are really good in cricket in Sri
Amazing.
Lanka. Yeah, and our national sport is volleyball. But
That's
we,
your national sport.
yeah.
I would have guessed cricket, but
Probably anyone would have guessed cricket.
where do you think that came from?
I don't
No.
know. I have no idea. But so many people think it's cricket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I've learnt something new, another new thing now. It's volleyball.
Yeah.
It's your national sport.
Yeah.
And do you have any like volleyball pitches to play on?
And in school we
In
do
school
have.
you do?
In public grounds also, yes, you do. And sometimes football, rugby, or in different things. Like swimming, so many sports like, in some early in the morning we have to be like doing exercises or something like that, and we really didn't like it. But from that all to the end, we were like really doing sports in our entire life.
It's important, I think.